Thor: Love and Thunder is the fourth film in the Thor franchise, for the second time written and directed by Taika Waititi. The film stars Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Kristen Bale, Taika Waititi, the Guardians of the Galaxy group of Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Palm Clementif, Sean Gunn, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, and Russell Crowe, and tells a story about Thor, who needs the help of his ex-girlfriend Jane, who becomes Lady Thor, Valkyrie, and Korg to fight Gore, the God Butcher, who intend to make the gods extinct. The film is 2 hours long on the money and is PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. We're trying to get to 120 subscribers as quickly as possible. I do these types of movie reviews, TV show reviews, box office breakdown show on Monday, and a movie rankings, TV show reviews, all those things. So please subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new to the channel, comment down below. First of all, what is your ranking of the Thor franchise from worst to best? First of all, if you've seen the film, let me know what are your thoughts. I want to talk spoilers. Leave a kind of a spoiler tab. I'm not sure if I'm doing a spoiler review yet. Maybe on Monday if I do a spoiler review. Actually, I probably will do a spoiler review on Monday as well. Also, please like the video. Really helps the algorithm out, really helps the channel. Thank you so much. Also, another note, if you're heading into the movie for the first time, there are 2 post-credit scenes for Thor: Love and Thunder. There's a mid-credit scene after the first set of credits, and at the very, very end of the credits, there is the second post-credit scene. So I was very excited for this movie. It's definitely the most anticipated MCU film of the year for me. I love Thor Ragnarok. I thought a revolutionary film for Thor, whose character was kind of in limbo, not really well received were the first 2 films, but people really loved Hemsworth in the role and seeing him pop in both the first of the 2 Avengers films. And Ragnarok had really set the table for the Thor that we all love now, from Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame. And we kind of left him with being the Asgardians of the galaxy at the end of Endgame, which sets him up in this film. So this is definitely, if you're the fan of this type of Thor, I still think you're going to enjoy this movie. Even if you don't love the story, this is definitely the best Thor. And this is why they clearly changed this character in the right direction. My positives, my negatives, and my score, guys, here on the channel. So first of all, this is a very fun movie from start to finish. I was never bored, just like Ragnarok. It's very fast paced with a lot of comedy and a lot of action, which was very fun to watch. And Taika did it once again, a great job directing this film. He has to really show off the colors here, showing the very colorful scenery, and also has very gray and dark scenery when it comes to gore that's used really masterfully. I'm not sure another director could pull off how masterfully colorful this movie can be, and the usage of color. It's a character in itself in the movie, and Taika continues why he's one of the top working directors today. Also, this cast is absolutely fantastic. As I said, Hemsworth continues to prove why that he is the one and only Thor from start to finish. He's absolutely fantastic. He has even better chemistry with Natalie Portman than he did in the first 2 Thor films. He's got even better chemistry with Valkyrie than he did in Ragnarok. And obviously him and Korg are a lot of fun to watch. It is a lot of fun to see Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy, even though, again, this is not spoiled, but they're just not in the movie that much. So if you're here coming to see the Guardians of the Galaxy, you might not like this movie because they're really just not in the movie that much. But it's so cool to see Thor interact with them. This is definitely the best Natalie Portman has been by far, not just in the Thor franchise, but just in these type of blockbuster films. Total badass in this movie as the mighty Thor. A character who's been, a lot of people have been waiting for to get this type of treatment, was not in Ragnarok. And she hasn't been in a Thor film since 2013 with Thor: The Dark World, which is crazy to say is already 9 years ago. So this is the first time in 9 years we're seeing Natalie Portman in this franchise. But she was really excellent. And you actually do care about her journey from start to finish. Don't want to spoil why she's the Lady Thor, but from really start to finish, you do buy her journey and you buy the romance between Thor and Jane in this movie. Valkyrie is once again very cool, great outfits. And again, Tessa Thompson is just fantastic as she's now the king of Asgard, and she has a lot to do in this movie as well. I think she actually has more to do in this than she does in Ragnarok, which is a lot of fun. And Taika voicing Korg is really excellent. Kristen Bale does a great job. We're going to get to Korg just a little bit. But certainly, whatever problems I do have with the character, it is certainly not Kristen Bale. It's very surreal to see Kristen Bale in the MCU. It just feels on a different level when he is on screen. He is, again, for a reason, one of the best actors, not just working, but one of the best actors of the last 20, 30 years. He's really, really amazing. And this is a different type of Christian Bale that I don't think a lot of people have seen before. He has some range, and he continues to add to that by widening his range to doing this type of character who just wants to get God's extinct. Really, really good performance. The music, once again, not just the soundtrack, just as very good, just like it was in Ragnarok. And Michael Giacchino has been on a roll doing scores for these big, big movies, is one of the two composers in this movie. And again, the score is also very good. It's very lively. As I said, it's a very lively film from start to finish. And it's just such an easy watch. You're not here trying to look on what the future of the MCU holds. You're just trying to have fun, laugh. And there's some emotional stuff towards the end of the movie that I think will hit people really hard. So the mixture of both this really fun cast and Taika's just infusion of that just makes this one of the most fun MCU movies of all time. I do believe that is the case. Now, I do have some problems with the movie. I am not a huge fan of the first act. Especially the first like 25, 30 minutes, every fear that I had was kind of coming true, because tonally, the three main kind of plot lines that get introduced in the first 30 minutes of the movie, they don't really mix well together. And it goes from one to the other one. And you're kind of like, wow, this is just not fitting together. Once our group of, Hemsworth, Portman, Thompson, and what Taika's character and Korg, once, Valkyrie, Jane, Thor, and Korg show up and they're going after Gore, the movie absolutely picks up and is really good to great until the end of the movie. But until then, when they're doing their own thing, it just doesn't match them when they're separated from each other. And they're separated for a bit longer than I thought at the beginning of the movie. And you can just feel that some of these tones and some of these plot lines just don't match all the way together. Now, I think Gore is definitely one of the stronger MCU villains as of late. Certainly not a bad villain, not a bottom tier whatsoever. But I really thought that this character, especially with Bale being in the role, could be a top tier MCU villain. And that is just not the case for me. Love the villain. He could be my top 10, probably is in my top 10, top 15 MCU villains. Probably top 10, let's be fair, because of Bale's performance. But Gore doesn't get to do as much as I thought from an action, just from a menacing point of view. His more menacing stuff comes from talking and being threatening as a talker, and his look, more than his actual being a god butcher, which I do feel like was a bit of a missed opportunity. Yes, sometimes you got to show and not tell, and this movie definitely tells a lot more than shows with Gore. Now, while the makeup is fantastic and Bale's giving it his all in the role, I felt like they could have given him more to do, from just more than just talking to be an intimidating villain. You didn't feel like he was quite a threat to Thor in the movie, and you want to see him do a little bit more of the god butchering than he actually does in the movie. So that for me was, again, another bit of a missed opportunity. There's a spoiler part of the plot line that feels like another MCU recycled plot line that I'll get to in my spoiler review on Monday. That kind of pulled me out of a particular scene. Russell Crowe is a bit too over the top for me. He's trying to do like a Greek accent as Zeus, and it did not come together for me. It kind of pulled me out of the scene just a bit. But as I said, that was a bit of a missed opportunity. I just didn't love this movie. I really loved Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok's in my top 7 MCU films. This probably it's near the top 10, but I'm kind of contemplating if it's in my top 10. But still, I had a really blast with this movie. There were some missed opportunities in the first act. Really struggled balancing these multiple, completely different emotional plot lines and tones. But once the characters came together and they were on their journey to fight Gore, the movie really picked up and really did come together. So I'm going to give Thor Love and Thunder a 4 out of 5 stars and 82% for Thor, 4 out of 5, 80% for Thor Love and Thunder. 82%. I did like this more than Doctor Strange this year. So we'll see if it remains my favorite MCU movie of the year after Black Panther comes out. But I've had a blast with Thor: Love and Thunder. If you like Ragnarok, you probably have a lot of fun here. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments bottom below. Subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things. My upcoming videos coming up on Monday, you're going to get both a box office breakdown show. We'll see how does Thor do this upcoming weekend, as well as a spoiler-filled review on Thor: Love and Thunder. We'll talk about the ending, and we'll also talk about those two pretty big post-credit scenes on Monday in spoiler fashion. And then also, if you're new to the channel, I've been doing Miss Marvel breakdowns every single Wednesday. So please come join me back on Wednesday. We do another breakdown of Miss Marvel. And then I'm going to see Paws of Fury, the Legend of Hank next week. So this is my upcoming week of videos. You want to see my Doctor Strange review? It's right up here. You want to see my Miss Marvel, my most recent Miss Marvel review? It's right there. And my other movie reviews as well are right there. I'll see you guys soon.